Let me start off by saying this. If you gonna own a restaurant and then get mad because people talking about it, you in the wrong business, fat. Cue the music. Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or fuck discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video. We here to discuss Kandi and the Gang, episode 4. The meeting that should have never happened. Girl, look, let me tell y'all something. As y'all know, I've done restaurant business for a long time. And what I do know is there's wrong on all sides of this thing. But Kandi and Ty, you short big head heifers, y'all got to do better now. This can't be it. This can't be it. This can't be life. Y'all can't be half-assing as owners and then be wanting 100% from the workers. And to the workers, y'all can't be 1/3 of it because y'all ain't even half-assing it. Y'all can't be 1/3 of doing your job and expecting the owners to pull up and do something different. That's just my thing coming away from this. But let's get into the episode. So the episode opened up with their starting the day. Child, I think the funniest thing was the producers asking the OLG if they had gum they wanted to spit out, and they all holler no. Baby, Bertha said, get that damn tissue out of my mouth. Let's go, Bertha. That is the goat of this whole show. See, y'all don't want to understand what I'm trying to say. Bertha is the goat of the entire show. Nora is the second in command, but Bertha is the goat. So she like, get that damn paper out of my face. Then we move to the next scene. They're getting ready for the day. Brandon FaceTiming Dominique. Brian is barbecuing, I guess at home. And then Kandi is telling Ty that she heard people was talking shit. Okay, well, Kandi decides to pull Ty aside and say, you know, the word on the curb is they over there talking stuff. And I feel like we need to have a town hall meeting, a come to Jesus, so that we can figure out what the fuck going on and everybody can out their grievances in public, because we ain't got time to be going back and forth with the bullshit and the he said, she said. Drinker's over there actually working. And you know, Drinker one of them workers that get on your nerves, you don't like her, but she come through in a clutch. That's the vibe I'm getting from Chandrika. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. That's the vibe I'm getting from her. I feel like she's an idiot in a lot of spaces, and I feel like a lot of times she's super annoying, but I also feel like when it comes down to the get down, Drinker gonna get out there and do her job. Hell, Drinker was bringing food to the tables and everything. Hostess don't do that. So I'm going to give Chandrika her flowers on that. I'm sorry. As Chandrika sits down, Patrick with his lame ass bring his girlfriend Safari to the restaurant. Now this is the gag about this, Patrick. First of all, you live right behind the restaurant. Secondly, you bring her there and claim she vegan, offer you to order cornbread that is unvegan, the most unvegan shit probably in there, and water. I'm with Drika now. Of all the restaurants in the world, why this one? Like, you just have to just come to this one. And then you sat right in front of the girl. Now, on the flip side, Drika, you was looking a little bothered. It bothered you that Patrick had his girl up in there eating a side salad and cornbread. I wish a nigga would bring me somewhere and buy me some damn cornbread and a side salad. I wish, child, that'll be the last day. Don't even play with me like that. Don't play with my stomach like that. So as they sitting down, Torrin decides to walk up and say hi. And Torrin was just like, hey, look, you know, just catching up on what we gonna do with the housewarming and all that stuff, and with the decorating. And then basically Patrick fires him right then and there, but like a little bitch. He was like, well, me and Safari talked about it, and I'm just saying, spit it out, nigga. And he was just like, yeah, we're gonna just let Safari do it. Like Torrin said, girl, you don't do interior decorating, but go off, sis, handle your business. So then Torrin goes back and says, well, what about the housewarming? And she was like, what housewarming? I said, girl, he told you about it. That's when he told you he invited Chandrika. Stop acting crazy. But she was acting like she didn't know what he was talking about, I guess, for the camera, and coming to OLG to have a tidbit of cornbread. But he was just like, oh, you know, I was telling you about the what was it, the housewarming. But, you know, we just trying to figure that out. She was just like, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. And in that moment, I was just like, I understand why y'all together. Because he acts like a child, and you act like a mama. No, you act like a grandma, Aunt Bertha. You giving me Aunt Bertha vibes, Safari. And you too young and cute to be like that. See, y'all with each other for the right moments. I'm sorry, it just don't make no sense. But yeah, so she ain't trying to hear nothing about no doggone housewarming either. But you know, Patrick is over there minding his business. He's like, you right, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's my queen. I don't want to deal with it. She say whatever she say. That's just what's gonna be what it is. Child. So Torrin was just like, okay. Torrin walks away and he goes over to Chandrika. And Chandrika was telling Chandrika basically, look, they told me they're not doing the housewarming. They don't want me to do the interior decorating. And Chandrika putting the nail in the coffin, holler, oh, so you got fired? He was like, I ain't even think about it. You right, I did get fired. Yeah, you got fired, Fed. You got fired. So we move to the next scene. Remember, the whole thing is, not Chandrika, Safari doesn't want people to know where Patrick stayed. Patrick lived behind the restaurant, child. I'm pretty sure somebody seen them jumping the gate one morning when he was late. Stop the cap. And plus, Torrin been over there. I'm pretty sure he done told people where they stayed. That's how the restaurant business is. Y'all just doing too much. Safari has several seats, girl. Like Torrin said, you do booties, not interior decorating. Torrin be here for the reason. I'm here for Torrin. Let's move on. So Drika tell the staff about Safari firing Patrick and bringing his girl to the job. We already know. Did we talk about that? Oh, so Drika goes tell everybody that basically Safari brought his girlfriend. I'm sorry, Safari. Drika goes tell everybody at the staff that basically Patrick brought his girlfriend over there just to try to make her mad or whatever the case may be. And basically telling them that Torrin got fired on his day off. How the hell you get fired on your day off? And I was just like, Torrin, you better than me because I don't even think they had the money to pay you. But Brandon asked Dominique to come to his birthday party. He was like, I'm having a birthday dinner. My parents are going to be there. I want you to come. And Dominique was like, I don't know about all that. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. You know, that hurts his feelings. But she goes in the back and dry storage and gives him a happy ending. Allegedly. But what the hell y'all going in the back doing all that for? What type of establishment y'all running? Now I worked in a lot of restaurants, but ain't never seen nothing like that. OLG. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Kandi and Todd is at the restaurant, and they ready for this doggone town hall meeting. Child, look. Todd said Philip feels like he can hire better people, and he can because Todd's in his confessional basically agreeing with Philip, and he probably can, but Kandi not going to do that. At the end of the day, really none of them is really popping like that. Everybody can be replaced, honestly, except Brandon. I mean, not Brandon, Brian, because that's my baby. Brian, y'all better not ever play with Brian. Better not. So, basically, on the flip side, Philip is over with his best friend, Andre. And when I tell you, y'all two look like statues of gods, let me tell you something about Philip. One thing Philip gonna do is be with a handsome man and be best friends with a handsome man. Baby, Andre looked like a snack. At that moment, I wanted to be a gay man so I can go shoot my shot. Andre, you the bad boy. Ooh, Andre, you look good. But Philip is at the house talking to Andre about basically the people at work and about Torrin, saying Torrin came in with an attitude, thinking he a diva, and I had to basically, you know, we had a bad, he didn't have to get them together, but basically we had a bad exchange. But even the best friend was just like, you sure it was just on him? And you ain't had nothing to do with it? Philip, everybody knows you, child. Just go ahead on and say what it is, baby. You have an issue just like everybody else. It's not just about that. But basically, Philip is over there saying, he don't have no. So Kandi is having this meeting and she's letting everybody know that well, not everybody, but she's letting Todd know she didn't invite Philip because she want everybody to speak freely. Child, Philip on the other end saying, Kandi want me to basically manage emotions, and that's not why I'm here. I'm here to manage a restaurant. When you're right, you're right. I'm not going to even sit up there and say he's wrong. He should not have to manage emotions and personalities. So now OLG is at the meeting and they arrived to be at the meeting. And for the life of me, I get it. They come in every now and again to cook, but y'all would drive me crazy if I worked there. And every time I turned around, I had to look at 3 old bitter women. I love OLG. I respect my elders, but y'all Y'all would just be blowing me if every time I turn around, y'all over there. I'm sorry, that's just me. Fight me in the comments. But they arrived for the meeting. And everybody's like, well, where's Dime? Dime is at dance class because dance is priority, and y'all already know that. Stop acting crazy. So they're having this meeting, and this one person bring up the server trays. She was just like, hey, you know, one thing I noticed that we don't have server trays. Kandi was like, no, we got server trays. We've been having them in the back. And then she was like, actually, we've had them for weeks. Brandon was like, oh, I wasn't aware that we had a server tray order. How you the manager and you don't know what the hell coming in and out your restaurant? See, that's how people be stealing steaks and chicken and shrimp and all that stuff and bringing it to the crib because you don't pay attention. That's literally how that happens. I've seen it done, and then they be selling them for the low on the back because I done bought a couple of steaks. Mind y'all business. I didn't steal it. I was just supporting small black businesses. But that's how stuff gets stolen because Brandon, you don't know what the hell you doing, nor do you care. Somebody else bring up silverware, and then Rashad bring up the fact that he don't like that he has to basically text people from his personal cell phone. That's tacky, Kandi. iPads are $300. You can get one for $299, girl. Kandi, get a couple of iPads and put them at the front desk. That boy should not have to text people from his personal phone. So Todd asked everybody how they feel about Philip, but Melvin said he likes him. Melvin said he's learned a lot from him, and he's basically the best person for the job. I can see that because I feel like Melvin and Philip have that same type of work ethic, so they're going to get along. Like, a person like Philip don't have no smoke for a person like Melvin because Melvin makes sure his job is done. That's just on period. I can definitely see that. But yeah, Melvin is here for him. Torrance says he feels like Philip thinks he's above everybody because he was like, I'm glad you feel like that, Melvin, because that ain't the experience I had. He feel like he above everybody. And he'll come down line. Well, Torrin, you do come in like you just did that and you sashay all up and through here like you that, this, and the third. And look at Torrin, baby, if you're going to imitate me, please do it correctly. But, which was a good read. But I will say this, though. Downline, sit your small head ass down, your lizard lip looking head ass. Downline, you know, I've been giving you a couple of props because when you're right, you're right. But when you're wrong, you're wrong. Downline, go have several consecutively. Line them up because you're just doing too much, Downline. Don't put it all on Torrin like he just came in with a diva attitude because he might have a little, but not to the point where you have to sit up here and say it's all on him. Like Philip don't have the same problem with everybody in the doggone restaurant. See, this is what I hate about these come to Jesus meetings in the restaurants because it don't really solve nothing. It just have people airing out their grievance for no doggone reason. All this is happening, and Kandi is sitting up there saying, so, Chandrika, you don't want to say nothing? And Chandrika was like, nope, Philip, not yet. Chandrika, speak your piece. Say what you were saying. But I don't think that it's cool to invade on people's privacy. And then, Brandon, why do you have that shit on speakerphone? You ain't got no earbud. Like, come on now. This day and age, you can get some earphones or something, an earbud, nobody will be able to see. Child, why is you got that girl on speakerphone? So Draco is acting like she mums the word, but then when she don't want to say nothing, here come Patrick, old bitch ass. Oh, well, she said the food not consistent, and then she said this, and then she said that, and I'm just going she, because that's what you looking like you work at she's Patrick. Shouldn't you be outside in the parking lot? Why is you in the meeting? Don't they have cars need to be parked? But let me tell y'all something about this. When Drika said that the food is inconsistent, that is a natural thing when it comes to restaurants. Just because it's great on a Tuesday, don't mean it's necessarily going to be great on a Thursday, because what happens is typically you got people who follow the recipe to the T, and then you have people who cut corners. When people cut corners, typically the food tastes different. It could be a good different, it could be a bad different, but either way, you cannot guarantee that every person coming in to make this exact same dish is going to do the exact same thing, hence making the food taste the exact same way on every single day. This is normal. This is, hell, Restaurant 101, 095. This is remedial restaurant. Melvin jumps in and was like, I don't understand because everybody should be following the recipe. So it shouldn't be a difference. And look at Ty. And you know what? You right, Melvin, because the numbers are not supporting that. Well, the reviews are tied. The people is saying that stuff is okay on one day and great on the next. Now, is that when Melvin is there? Probably. But at the end of the day, Melvin needs to pull his back of the house kitchen staff aside and show them the recipes word for word, bar for bar, so that y'all can fix that. That is a normal thing. That is not nothing out of the blue, out of the normal. I'm confused. Like, what are we talking about at this point? Anyway, Kandi wants to introduce a doggone come to Jesus because this other girl gets up and goes, but I just want to know, who's supposed to write down the menus? Bitch, the hostess, and now you throwing shots at Drika. Which, if you're not wiping them down, Drika, you got to take the L. But then I feel like Drika too. Why'd you bring that up in here? We just had this conversation yesterday. Drika said, look, if we got a QR code, if you got an iPhone, you can use the QR code. But if you got an Android, you get a menu. Ain't but 10 menus. Kandi, first of all, you're not going to do that to the Android people because I have an Android, first of all. And then second of all, girl, bye. Like, don't do that to us. And then also, Drika, you do need to make sure the menus is not wiped down because I'll tell you this. Nobody gets the slack but the server. When you sit down at a table, from the moment you walk in there to the moment you walk out, it don't matter whose job it is, the server gets all of the slack. If the menus are dirty, they blame the server. If the food is bad, even though the heifer don't cook, they blame the server. If the drinks are late, even though she don't make drinks, the server gets the blame. So, yeah, Drika, if there's only 10 menus, the least you can do is make sure you wipe them down. But Kandi, you can get a better QR code for the Android people. I'm just saying. But Kandi wants to have this come to Jesus because, what's her name? Drika done told the girl to basically shut the hell up. As she should. Now, it was inappropriate during the meeting with your owners, but it's Kandi, girl. Do what you want. So yeah, Kandi want to have this come to Jesus and do a doggone team building exercise, which never works because at the end of the day, if I don't like it, I ain't gonna like it before or after the doggone team building exercise. But she wants to do that. Now, in the midst of this, the OLG decides to say something. Now, number one, I respect my elders and gonna always respect my elders. But Mama Joyce wants to get up and say, I've seen managers step over the menus. And I was just like, oh, shade. She even said, I've seen managers step over paper. Now, you know that she wasn't talking about nobody but Brandon. Baby, Bertha jumped up and said, no, let me back up. Mama Joyce also mentioned that she called Brandon to come in and help her one day. She was in there slaving, trying to make sure the cornbread was good for Safari. And baby, Brandon came back and took a look and said, you got it, and walked out. And she ain't like that. And you know, this prompts Aunt Bertha to get up and say, yay. Because I came in the kitchen one day and I spoke to him and he ain't even speak back. Now, let me give y'all some Southern hospitality and Southern 101, what you will do. When you walk into somewhere, you speak. I don't give a damn if it's 50 million people in there. You say hello. And if somebody speaks to you, you definitely need to speak back. And if you don't speak back, that's as bad as slapping somebody across the face. You cannot ever, in any circumstance, in anywhere in the South, not speak back when a person speaks to you, especially if it's your elder. Now you asking for too much. Now you trying to get your ass cussed out. So when Aunt Bertha said that, she felt that. She said, but I tell you what, it'll be a cold day in hell before I speak again. And I felt that in her soul. Brandon get up and try to give her a hug to smooth it over. But baby, Aunt Bertha said, I ain't here for it. Go have several. Go lay. I don't want to talk about it. You're dead to me. Because that's how serious it is about speaking to these people when they speak. Aunt Bertha said, get the hell on. Aunt Bertha said, get the hell on. All right, so we move to the next scene. Torrin talked to Patrick. He outside. And he's telling Patrick, you know, it was kind of unfair how you did what you did. But at the end of the day, I understand. Patrick in his doggone confessional was like, people might think I'm a little whipped. Nah, nigga, you are. Please. It look like it don't take much neither. But Torrin is basically saying, look, if there was an opposite of digmatized, that would be Patrick. Yeah, we can see that. I mean, that's given. But Torrin asked him about the doggone housewarming, and Patrick basically said she don't want me to have it. She don't want nobody to know where I live, so I don't know if we gonna have it. Torrin was just like, oh yeah, you need to basically get your own cajonas and do something about that, because you looking like a little biatch. Torrin walks away. Patrick tries to call Safari and asks about the doggone party again, and like Safari said, didn't I tell you we not doing it? Why is you calling me? He said, well, I'm sorry, my beautiful queen. And before he could finish that sentence, she done hung up in his face. All he could do was, thank you for coming. Thank you for journeying. Girl, Patrick, you's a bitch. I'm sorry. I just can't. We move to the next scene where Shy goes over to Brandon's house. Brian. Rashad goes over to Brian's house, and this is my fave. Y'all know I stan Brian. Brian is over there, and he's over there making his egg rolls. Say he ain't even try to call Kandi girl because he's over there making business moves and major moves and money moves with his soul food egg rolls. As you should. I wouldn't have been calling to see when I was coming back neither if I was over there pouring into my investment. But anyway, he comes over there. Rashad is over there to help him, I guess, do some egg rolls and just, kick the tea or whatever. And basically, what we find out is Brian wants a food truck. I am so with that. Like, he wants to get him a food truck, and you should. You should have got a PPP like the rest of them and went and got your food truck, because ain't nobody going to jail, not in the hood for the PPPs. You should have went got a PPP and got you a doggone food truck, Brian, and you would have been off and popping, as you should. But they sit down and they start talking about everything that's going on with work. And Rashad said he's trying to adapt to the work, but it's just too much. And then he also bring up Brandon not making drinks. Brian brings up the fact that he had to tell Brandon to get up and make drinks. And Brandon still, regardless of his sobriety, was like, no, baby, you make them. That's just the climate we living in with Brandon at the doggone restaurant. That's just what it is. Rashad goes on to say, I think it's really messed up the double standard, because we can't have a drink at the bar, but yet the bartender could be smashing on the manager. Dominique. Let's move on. Brandon invited Philip to his birthday dinner, and I think Philip just want to be included. But when we get to the birthday dinner, I didn't see Philip. So what's the point in inviting him? Anyway, he invited him and said he wanted them to come. Philip said, I think I'll come. I'll figure it out. But, I think that the people are warming up to me. I'm not reading no horrible nonverbal cues. Everything's going good. You know what? They might be warming up to you, Philip, but you got to start warming up to them as well. You can't just have it one-sided. So, like I was saying earlier, Don Juan pulled Kandi aside and basically shows them the tape of Drika having that conversation with Brandon while Brandon is on the speakerphone. Because remember, he's eavesdropping on the Ring camera. And that is so lame. Todd is just like, listen, at this point, I be wanting to fire Drika. Kandi was just like, if she was going to say that, she could have just said that to our face. Who tells their boss that type of stuff? At the end of the day, what Drika was saying was, y'all called this whole meeting and all to do that, and y'all don't give a damn. Well, it don't sound like you did, because when you were getting the constructive criticism from them, all you kept saying was, well, we're doing our part. Why aren't you doing your part? That's not true. The OLG, don't talk about the OLG. Even the OLG was saying they got the best food in Atlanta. And let me tell y'all something. No shade, Atlanta. I love y'all. But when it comes to soul food, y'all ain't even top 5. I'm sorry to bait your bone. I got a New Orleans palate. You're not top 5 in soul food when it comes to soul food. ATL. Y'all top 5 for music, but not soul food. I'm sorry. Baby, I will fly up to Chicago for a plate of food before I come down to Atlanta and eat a soul food plate. I'm sorry. Debate your mom. Now, I'll give y'all this. Y'all make some good ass yams. I even took that recipe and tweaked it myself, with the marshmallows and all that on top. We ain't never did that in New Orleans, but everything else, no, fat. No. I would literally hitchhike to Chicago to get a plate of their food before I have to go right up the street to Atlanta. I'm sorry. Y'all can battle me in the comments, but it is what it is. If this what you're raised on, you don't know no better. Go up to Chicago and have somebody in the kitchen, somebody grandma or somebody auntie or their mama in there cooking. And then you come back and you tell me. This is outside of Louisiana because we don't really do soul food. We have our own cuisines. But when I'm starting to talk about who got the best soul food, Chicago #1 hands down. Fight your mom. Anyway, so yeah, y'all don't want that criticism. Y'all just want people to say, oh, okay, this is great. OLG is amazing. Yeah, y'all can't buy iPads. Make this type of stuff make sense. It doesn't even work. So we move on to the next scene. Well, before we move on, so yeah, she wants to have a meeting with Drika to find out what the fuck going on. And in my mind, I'm like, well, how you gonna bring this up to her? Tell her you was eavesdropping? Let's move on. So now Brandon is at his birthday dinner. We meet his family. We find out they're from Jamaica. They went to New York and then migrated down to Atlanta. I love that his parents are chocolate and they are black. And I love that his mother is gorgeous. She just is. He's there. He meets his mom. He tells his mom that, hey, look, this girl I wanted you to meet, she's not going to be able to make it, but I really wish she could. The gag is Dominique is on her way to surprise him. She just don't want him to know it. And I thought that was super cute. That was super, super cute. So Patrick arrives with Safari. This is my queen. Whatever, Patrick. He's over there arriving with her, and then they sitting down, and I guess Dominique decides to just pop up with the flowers. This would made Brandon like, if he was in love with her before, he really in love with her ass now. He was like, I didn't think she would come. And for her to come like this really shows me a lot. And I ain't gonna hold you. That was cute. That was super cute. Because I think you made Brandon's night. And, you know, I think that they both have a mutual feeling of how they feel about each other. They just don't want to say what it is to the people at the restaurant. And at this point, everybody know y'all smashing girl. Y'all might as well just say it. That's just what it is. So anyway, the mother is looking at basically, well, before we get there, Patrick, Safari, Dominique, and Torin go off to the side and they having a conversation. But Brandon comes over and he wants Dominique to come and meet his parents. Now, my thing is, y'all not even out officially. You want that girl to meet your mom and daddy? And she was even like, what? Meet your mom and daddy? Yeah, he wants you to meet his mom and daddy, girl. Get up and go see. So she goes do that. Torin is left over there looking at Safari or bitter ass and doggone Patrick. So Torin was just basically like, you know, the way we met was a little off. And in the midst of doing that, Patrick gets up like a little bitch and leave his girl there to fight battles with a man. Even though that's not what they did. That's just what I got from it. And basically Torin was like, look, girl, we got off on the wrong foot, but I feel like we could get over it. Like, it's cool or whatever. And I'm just like, ugh, whatever. Because before that, Patrick tried to bring up the doggone housewarming again when he came home from work and plopped on the bed and plopped right back up off his own bed talking about he ain't take no shower, and I'm pretty sure that's her rule. And they were trying to go through the list to see who they would invite, and basically Safari ain't trying to invite nobody to this housewarming party except family because she don't want nobody to know where he lives. Just say you don't want Drika there, girl. Just say it. But anyway, they have their powwow. They come to Jesus or whatever. On the flip side, Brandon is introducing Dominique to his parents, and his mother is she was like in awe. She thinks she is stunning, and she is. She even said those words, she's stunning. The dad was like, ooh, so what's your last name? And I forget what she said, Variety or something like that. He said, well, what you gonna do when your last name is Black? I said, ooh, see, that's how you got your wife. Because I would have been like, I do. But Dominique was like, oh, it do sound good. Dominique Black. That do sound good. And Dominique gets in her confessional and lets us know that she does feel Brandon the way he feels her. Well, then one of y'all just quit so y'all can be together. You see a future with him. He see a future with you, girl. Go be together. At this point, y'all just wasting time. The last scene of the show is Kandi and Tyler ride to the restaurant to talk to doggone Drika. Now, they going in there acting like it's all cool, like they scared to have the conversation, like Drika ain't said what she said. But they end up pulling Drika to the side after Kandi sits in the back and was like, I don't know if I want to really do it. And she was like, but let's just do it. They pull Drika outside, and everybody knows when you get pulled to the side by a manager or owner, it's never good. Period. So Drika sits out there, and basically Kandi was like, so we heard that you were saying we don't care, and what's going on with T. Drika was like, I said that? And I was like, oh, you trying to give a little Portia. Mm-hmm. You know, when Portia was on that, I forgot what season it was, when she was saying, who said that? I said that? Girl, you're throwing shade. You're going to get fired. But she ends up coming up and confessing, and she was like, look, at the end of the day, sometimes the food just don't taste the same. And I get it. It's just that I'm the only one speaking up about it. Nobody else has the balls to do it. I understand. Drika, but you can't be the one doing it. You can't put yourself in front of the firing squad if everybody else going to be silent in the back. Let them start saying that shit. Like, at the end of the day, if they have grievances they want to out, let them air that out. But don't put yourself in a position to lose your job because they scared to say it. And I'm preaching to the choir because that used to be me. I used to be that girl who would get up there and say what everybody else scared to say. And I've lost a couple of jobs for that. So I'm just saying, don't do that. Like, let them people talk if they want to talk, and then you know, you can say what you want, but don't be the voice for people who not going to give a damn about you when you lose your job. That prompts Kandi to say, look, do you even want to be here? And you know, I hate that question. Bitch, if I didn't want to be here, you think I'd be here? I would have quit. I hate that. But that was the end of the episode, girl. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this episode. The best part of this episode was Brian wanting to get a food truck, and I hope he get his food truck so I could drive up there and go get me some doggone soul food egg rolls. Because I stand Brian. Anyway, drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And I will see you hoes later. Bye.